Hello there, my name's Jonathan Porterfield of Eco Cars, and another video clip of a LPG van. It's the Vauxhall Combo, the 1.4. It's just come off lease, registered the 6th of June 2008, so it's just over 3 years old. It's just had its first MOT. So it has the factory fitted, Millbrook fitted LPG system from new, with the distinctive dual fuel badging, and it's got like a ply liner that lines the van, and underneath it is basically like a brand new van. It's had very light use, but this liner is very good because it's like a waterproof liner, and as with the other combo van, that's the spare wheel that should be bolted on the side there on that bolt stud. So because of the liner, it just prevents the spare from being bolted. So you could make a cut in the liner and just bolt the spare onto the side, or leave it at the office or at home in the garage and carry a tin of tyre sealant. So it's very clean. Got some interior lights in the back as well. It also has some tinted glass in the rear, so you can still see out the back, but obviously prevents people from being too nosy as to what's in the back of your van. Very, very clean. It's come direct from master lease. We have some overmats there. There's an overmat in the front passenger well. As you can see, the seats for a van are very, very clean indeed. It's had very, very light use. And as regards keys, I do believe there's 2 keys, and this one is a remote. So inside the combo we get a single shot CD player, normal radio controls, temperature, speed of the fan and direction of the airflow. It's a 5-speed manual gearbox. I have a small power point. There's no cigarette lighter in these vans, so it's a small 12-volt power point, and that's the all-important LPG switch. That's it switched to petrol. That's it switched to LPG autogas. Now I just put the ignition on, and with the ignition on, just turn the radio off. You'll see that light flashing. That denotes it's going to start up on petrol. Click from the boot, stops flashing, and immediately it's now, or when it stops flashing, it then is running on LPG gas. So it's a very clever system developed by Millbrook for all the Vauxhall factory fit LPG systems, and over the years they've refined it to the point where it just runs for perhaps 5-10 seconds when cold on petrol before it automatically switches to LPG. Now when you run out of LPG autogas, that light will flash twice as quick to denote it's defaulted back to petrol. And both levels of both tanks are measured on the 1 gauge. So because we're switched to gas, it's registering just over 1/4 of a tank, and when it's switched to petrol, it will tell you how much petrol is in the petrol tank. We guarantee the mileage there, 12,941 miles, backed up by a full service history. Lovely to drive the combo vans, very comfortable, very quiet. We have the normal lighting controls, illumination of the dashboard, and the rear fog light and angle of the front headlamps. We have the normal wiper controls and the indicator, and it's great. They're a really nice, pleasurable van to be in. We've got this metal guard as well, just to protect the front 2 occupants, and also a nice useful shelf above here too. That's why I've got the tray plates. So lots of storage area and room for the driver. As regards to documents, there's an original sort of factory order from General Motors when the van was made. There's an audio manual, but I'm afraid the only documents, the handbook is not here, but that may well appear at some point in time in the future. So I'll just show you all the documentation. There we go. So looking at the V5, it was leased by master lease, no previous keepers. And just to show you as well, say the complete V5's here, and classed as a Euro 4 vehicle and petrol. Now there's not a lot of point in getting this changed to alternative fuel car, because you do not get any more discount because it's classed as a commercial vehicle. So the road tax on this, because it was registered after 2006. It's £210 a year road fund licence. A bit unfair of the government, but that's how the law is at the moment. We have the official certificate from Millbrook proving that this van with that registration and the VIN number was converted at just 10 miles with a Nicam Coltec LPG system. So the certificate of installation for the gas system is here from Vauxhall. We've just had the van MOT'd, and so it's now MOT till the 25th of August 2012, and there was no advisories, and you can check out this MOT certificate on Vauxhall's website quoting that MOT test number. And there was also that's just the emission sheet. Just rather interesting to show you the pass for the emissions is on the CO2 is 3.5, and the CO2 wasn't even readable. But the hydrocarbons, the pass was 1200, and it actually passed with 6 parts per million. So that is how clean LPG is. Very low on CO2 and very low on hydrocarbons. The service history, like I said, the service book is not here. It may well appear, but we do have proof from Lease Drive, who are now known as Master Lease. They changed the name to Lease Drive. So for this vehicle, it's just showing its service intervals. So just over a year after it was first registered, had its first yearly service at 6,000 miles. Then a year later at 10,000 miles, it's had the washer pump replaced. And then we've just had it MOT'd at Thornton service station, MOT'd, and they also did an oil and filter change at this mileage, 12,900 miles, on the 25th of August 2011. I don't know why I put 12, but 2011 is when it was last serviced. So all the documents are here. I'll just take you now for a short test drive. So welcome to the test drive. So I'll just start the van. All the warning lights, turn the radio off, all the warning lights go off as they should. It switches over immediately over to gas because we're nice and warm. So I'll just pull away, first gear, no snatching of the clutch, feels lovely and smooth. Like all the other combos we've sold very recently, to be honest. It drives very smoothly, very quiet, as you'd expect from a 12,000 mile van. So it's just been MOT today, so everything's been checked over. So it doesn't pull to the left or the right, it drives exactly as it should. You get a little bit of noise from the back, obviously, because it's like a huge, empty, wide metal space, but no undue noises. There's a little bit of creaking from the back, which is the plastic liner, but it's very, very quiet. Turns into these corners very nicely. It's just the plastic liner in the boot. Fourth gear. Drive quite happily, just under 2,000 revs, fifth gear, 40 miles an hour. Obviously that's going to improve the economy, but these are cheaper to run than the diesel version. In price terms, you're looking at around about 80 miles to the gallon when compared to petrol and diesel. So I'll just pull over here. I'll take you now for a final walk around the van. So welcome back from the test drive. Unfortunately today, as you can see, it's raining, but I can assure you there are no dinks or dents on this van. It is very, very clean. Lots of tread on all the tyres. Of course, it's just passed its MOT as well. Even the leading edge of the bonnet is very, very clean. I think there's the odd tiny chip, but nothing you'd really be concerned about, to be honest. The windscreen, believe me, is chip free, even though it's raining. A little bit of a scuff, no, it's come off. No, the wing mirrors are fine. So if you're looking for an LPG van that is cheaper to run than the diesel version, a full tank of fuel, LPG fuel, will take about 50 litres, and this will take you around about 350 miles, and much quieter to run. If you're wondering what the noise in the background, there's a gentleman there in his diesel Audi, so that's not the noise of the van. So if you have any more questions about this or any of our LPG or hybrid vehicles, please feel free to give me, Jonathan, a call anytime. Thanks for watching.